Hi everyone, it's Susan from Starlight Oracle Weekly Readings. Welcome back to the weekly reading. I'm going to talk about the astrology as I normally do, and then I'm going to look at one card this week for each of the elements in terms of your astrological sun sign. You can also go with your rising sign if you like. So I'm using the Power of Surrender cards today for the looking at what each element has to release. So, you know, for example, if you're a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, you would look at the Earth reading. Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, you would look at the air reading. So you're looking at the element connected to your astrological sign. So I'll get to that in a minute, but I'm just going to quickly tell you about the astrology this week. So we've just come off the full moon in Gemini, which was a very intense full moon. It was actually a really beautiful full moon if you saw it. I saw it here in Sydney and it was just really stunning. Something about new ideas coming in with this full moon in Gemini, new ideas for your life in terms of, you know, where you're going. So we're just coming off that energy now, so you may have recently been thinking about these things. Now this week, I don't know if I said this is for the 26th of November to the 1st of December. This week we have some interesting things going on. First of all, Monday, transiting Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius is square with Mars in Pisces. So what I'd say with this energy, especially for Monday, a little bit on Sunday as well, that there could be some mental fog. There could be a bit of a feeling of laziness, especially mentally or in terms of getting things done. You know, Mercury energy in Sagittarius generally can move, you know, Mercury likes to move quickly, but Mercury in Sagittarius can be a little bit lazy, can be a little bit too sort of extreme on the one hand, going to extreme in terms of just overindulgence, or, you know, big ideas, but sort of lack of follow through. With square Mars, we may feel that feeling on Monday, like just don't feel too motivated. And if you feel that way, it's probably because of that transit in the sky. The other way this can play out for you is that you can feel some confusion, some mental fog, some forgetfulness, or some kind of issues with technology as well, or with your vehicle. Mars usually relates to vehicles, Mercury travel, especially in Sagittarius, but the retrograde energy is kind of, you know, it can be messing with people's vehicles and also technology like your computer, your phone, etc. Also Monday, Tuesday, this big energy with Sun in Sag conjunct with Jupiter in Sag. Very intense, sort of powerful energy, big energy, but, you know, it can on the one hand, in a positive sense, create breakthroughs for you on Monday, Tuesday. So if you've been wanting something positive to happen and you're sort of on the verge of it and you're like thinking to yourself, is it going to work out or not? Especially if you've got early fire, most likely it's going to work in your favor Monday, Tuesday, okay? If you've got early fire signs, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, if you're born early in those signs, some kind of breakthrough could happen to you or for you from Monday to Tuesday. The only downside, again, with Sagittarius energy is overindulgence. So do watch burning the candle at both ends, taking on too much, staying up too late, being too exhausted the next day, all that sort of thing. Monday to Thursday, Mars in Pisces makes a sextile to Saturn. I think I mentioned that last week as well, or recently. I feel like we had that influence. But yeah, that's a good stabilizing influence in a way. So even though we may feel a bit tired, we may be a bit slowed down, we're still able to get things done and make some progress, even though it may feel like small progress for a lot of people at this time. Just also another thing with the Sun-Jupiter conjunction Monday, Tuesday, this is a strong truth energy as well, because Sagittarius energy is about, you know, the truth and justice in some ways. So that can be a positive development in terms of some kind of bigger truths in your personal life or even in society. You may come across information that's important that relates to issues related to justice or truth in terms of social, political as well, areas of life. Friday, Saturday, we have transiting Venus, which rules over relationships and finances in Libra, opposed to Uranus in Aries, and Uranus is retrograde in Aries. So this is an interesting energy. It could create like a feeling of being torn between relationships and a desire for freedom and independence. So you may feel it very strongly on Friday and Saturday, like this feeling of wanting to compromise in relationships, but also wanting to find your personal path of empowerment for your life. And, you know, it's kind of like You may be having these innovative new ideas about your future, but it may clash with your relationships, or you may need to compromise in love and relationships or in finances as well. But, you know, new ideas can also lead to some mutual understanding and bridging a gap in some way. The other transit, lastly, is Uranus retrograde square with the North Node. So this energy is kind of more active towards the end of this week. It's a feeling of, again, ideas about the future and where you want to go that's connected to your true deep feelings, but being a square, there's a challenge here. So you may feel this week, like, okay, I know I want to go in this direction, but I feel challenged. I just don't know how that path's going to open up. So there's a need for trust at this time. So hence my use of the Power of Surrender card. So I'm going to shuffle them on camera today and do a card for each of the, just make sure they're up the right way, each of the elements. So I'm going to start with the air signs first. So this is for if you're a Aquarius, Gemini or Libra with your sun or rising, or even your moon sign. What one's flicked out there? Let's have a look what they've got. Surrender your belief in scarcity. This is for the air signs. So it says on the card, the universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Wow. So this is something about, interestingly, the air signs, very much about your mental space and your thoughts, which is very strong energy for people that are ruled by air signs. So for you guys, it's about your thinking space and how you're thinking about things in your life. It makes a huge difference to your ability to create. If you're thinking positively and with, you know, positive expectations, you're more likely to create the reality that you want, rather than if you sort of are too pessimistic and just think it's not viable, like there's no way I can even try this, that type of thing. So it's all coming around a focus to your thinking and letting go of limitations of thinking. So being aware of this, and you know, we can understand things often on an intellectual level, but to get it to actually work for us, we need to really understand it on a energetic level. So maybe think back over your life, air signs, and think back to, you know, times when you have overcome a limiting belief and realize, wow, you know, I used to think that about that situation, but then I overcame that. So this is, again, coming up for you to address this so that you can actually be more open to positive developments that do want to come into your life and work on your thinking. And if there are limitations in your thinking, it's time to sort of look at how you can let go of this any negative thoughts or negative thinking. Okay, so let's look at the earth signs now. Alright, so this will be for Virgo, Taurus and Capricorn. Alright, let's see what the message is for Earth this week. Something at the back here. Surrender to fear. So they're all about surrendering. Obviously, there's the Power of Surrender card. So this one says, let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment. Focus on solutions and celebrate every baby step forward. That's really a powerful message for the Earth signs, especially about celebrating every baby step forward, because earth signs are the energies that tend to get more sort of stuck in ruts, especially Capricorn and Taurus, more so than Virgo, though Virgos can as well, and it depends on the rest of your chart of course. But surrendering the fear, and you know, the energy now with all that Jupiter in the sky right now is a really good time to surrender fear, because there's so much positive influence coming in with Sun and Jupiter both in Sagittarius, which is a very positive energy. So it's a great time this week to work on letting go of fearful stories you're telling yourself. Yeah, as a Taurus, I can relate to this. We tend to sort of sometimes get stuck in the story of our lives. You know, if you've been through a lot of difficult things. Sorry, I just got a cough. And, you know, sometimes we have to learn to just forgive and let go so that we're not in that fearful state that, oh, you know, that person's hurt me and they're gonna hurt me again, and so, you know, we close down. It's about releasing that again on a mental and then energetic level. But I also get Capricorn very strongly for this message too. I mean, it's for all the earth signs, but Capricorns in particular, because Pluto is in your sign, and that is dredging up a lot of fear for the Capricorns in general, and a lot of change that's very slow but very deep. So for Capricorns in particular, I just want to mention you guys are really facing this issue at this time, and especially those Capricorns born sort of mid to kind of later on in the sign, you'll start to have to face more fears coming up. So, you know, in the next few years, if you're early Capricorn, you've already experienced a lot of this, but you may still be having to deal with this. And this can be something that keeps coming up as we refine and deal with, you know, issues from our past, and, you know, we progress and we evolve and we break through old barriers. Sometimes it happens very slowly, you know, especially, as I said, for Capricorns, it is slow with Pluto and Capricorn. But for all the earth signs, something's coming up this week where there is a need to let go of fear and maybe, you know, take a little bit of a risk in a positive direction. You know, I'm not saying doing anything too crazy. Obviously, you know, it's up to you. It's your decision what you choose to do. I'm not telling anyone to do anything, but I'm just saying this is an energy that's coming forth about positive risk-taking, and it's not something that's like crazy or over the top. It's something that is just connected to a passion or something that you want to do, okay? All right, so let's have a look for the water signs now. So this is for Scorpio, Cancerians and Pisces for the week ahead. What message can the water signs, what message do the water signs need about surrendering this week? Where am I? Yep, something right here. Oh, wow. All right, water signs, you've got to surrender your fear of intimacy apparently this week. It says you are ready to let love in. Wow, that's a beautiful message. Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. So again, this could be if you have Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Sun, Moon or Rising. You know, definitely more so this can relate to the Scorpio people and the Cancerians, who can sometimes... Cancerians are very romantic like Pisces, but Cancerians can be very self-protective. But all the water signs, there's something coming up this week about a fear of intimacy, fear of getting close to somebody, either somebody new in your life or in regards to... yeah, it feels like I want to say it's somebody new, okay? So... you know, you can take it slow, but don't block yourself off from love, because, you know, one of the most powerful forces in the universe and in this life is love. So, you know, open your heart and trust in the flow and be in the moment and deal with things that come up in the moment, and that way you won't have to have fear of what ifs in the future, okay? Let's have a look for the fire signs. So this will be Sagittarius, Aries and Leo this week, and that will be the end of the messages. Let's see, where am I for the fire signs? I want to get this one. Oh, interesting. Surrender your addictions, fire signs. Whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. All right, so obviously the message is very clear here. If there's any kind of habits in your life, it's going to get, like any negative habits, they're going to be really highlighted this week for the fire signs, especially with that very indulgent energy of Jupiter conjunct Sun. So you may be burning the candle at both ends. If you're a fire sign, you may be overdoing it, or just feeling like overindulging, or feeling like you want more of something, you know, or just finding yourself kind of staying up too late, you know, as I said before, or overeating or overdoing it, overspending even. So this is something that you can work on to release for a purpose. There is a reason for it, so that you can free up your personal energy to live more of a positive life that has more positive energy and balance in it, okay? So that was for the fire sign. So I hope the messages resonated with you all, and thank you so much for watching. If you'd like a private reading, just follow the links below, and my turnaround time is the usual, probably approximately 7 to 14 business days at the moment. Thanks so much for watching, and have a fantastic week everybody. Bye.